Happy Sunday, everyone. Today is going to be part 3 in comics I would have never collected as a kid. And to put a little spin on it, all the issues will be first issues, predominantly DC, but we do have a Marvel in this stack, as well as a Charlton and a Gold Key. I'm up in North Georgia area where I work, and I have some books up here, but my home is in South Florida, where the majority of my collection is. But I was, like I said, still able to pull out a decent stack of books here to take a look at. So let's just get into it. Yeah, by the way, that's an Evel Knievel figure on Stunt Cycle, but that's from the replica or reproduction that was done by California Creations. Still very good and very affordable. But anyway, let's get into the comics. First one is from May of 1975, The Joker, with a Dick Giordano cover. I only had one issue of The Joker as a kid, and I don't think I bought it off the rack. I think I got it in a trade. But really, I mean, if I went to the spinner rack, I had limited funds. I was going for superhero books. And plus The Joker was not a title. I never remember seeing The Joker on a spinner rack. If I didn't already say it, it's a Dick Giordano cover. And now I have the complete run of this. I think it's 9 issues. It's a little expensive, a little pricey. You know, first issue is, and then number 8 and number 9. But still a fun read. Shannon described it. It didn't take itself too seriously, and that's true. But still, and you know, if you love DC books and you're a Batman fan or a Joker fan, you got to have this series. Next one, Jonah Hex, the weirdest Western hero, now in his own magazine, from April 1977 cover date. Jose Luis Garcia Lopez on the cover. I'm a big fan of Jose Luis Garcia Lopez. I think he did a great Superman. I am actively trying to get the first 18 issues of this series. 18 is the last issue of the DC Explosion / Implosion. That's where I want to just have a stopping point for right now for this series. I'll probably revisit it later on once I get those 18 issues. I'm also trying to collect all his appearances in Weird Western Tales. That's going to be a slower process. Books are a little more expensive. But again, Western, I would have never looked at as a kid. But now, I mean, horror and Western books, I think I gravitate more than the superhero books. But that wasn't the case as a kid. Also, an interesting thing is on April 77, Black Lightning also came out, first issue. Ran 10 or 11 issues. Great series. And that's definitely one I would have caught as a kid. I have it all now, but I liked Black Lightning. Richard Dragon, Kung Fu Fighter, May of 1975 as well. And again, Dick Giordano on the cover. Great series, 18 issues. I'm missing 2, including the first appearance of Lady Shiva. So I'm going to Heroes Con in June. That could be on my want list. It is on my want list, but a couple other books are ahead of that. But again, I like this title. I think there's a lot of good covers in this series, and really do enjoy the series, but not something I would have looked at as a kid. Rima, the Jungle Girl, with a cover by the Joe Kubert. What else can I say? It's Joe Kubert. And that is why I gravitated towards this title, because of the cover. I have I think it's 6 or 7 issues. I have the entire run. And I think Joe Kubert did all the covers. He's probably my favorite artist. And that's a nice copy, nice high-grade copy. And yeah, I have another one. And actually, I have a third one in Florida as well. In fact, these two I bought in a lot. The seller was selling both of them. And I don't remember. It was under $20, and I think this book is undervalued. Not that I speculate or anything like that. I collect because I love to collect. I'm not an investor. I collect for the pure love and joy of collecting comic books, especially from the Bronze Age. But I thought it was a good deal, and it's a cool cover. And it's Joe Kubert. Now this, I threw this in because it's the first issue from the Bronze Age. Secret Society of Supervillains by, the cover is by Ernie Chan, or Chua, June 1976. I had a couple of these as a kid. This may have been a title I may have picked up, but I figured, it's the first issue, it's Bronze Age and everything. I probably wouldn't have gotten it all the time. But anyway, this is my favorite cover. I love the I love the colors. I have a few issues, a couple of copies of this actually. The Shadow, Mike Kaluta, first issue. I think I did show a couple issues of The Shadow in my previous part 2, number 8, which is my favorite cover, and then number 9, which is a Joe Kubert cover. But in keeping with the theme of first issues of comics I would have never collected as a kid, this fits in perfectly. Great cover, great series. Love it so much I have 2 complete runs. Sword of Sorcery, Howard Chaykin on the cover. I believe this is a 4 or 5 issue run. I'm missing, I think, number 3. Definitely would have never looked at this on the newsstand as a kid. I really do like it now, though. This was at a time DC was starting to put out some, Conan was out and popular, so and so was Kull. So DC had to match and find some type of barbarian or sorcery type of hero. And I thought this was actually a very good series. But like many titles that DC and even Marvel put out, some just didn't stick. But this was one of them. Like I said, I think it lasted only 5 issues. Here's my Marvel. Red Sonja, She-Devil with a Sword. Frank Thorne on the cover. I bought this strictly because I thought the cover was cool, and I got a good deal on it. It's a nice high-grade book, but I wouldn't buy another Red Sonja book. Even now, I wouldn't. But really do enjoy the art inside and the cover. Very nice book. Very nice condition. Okay, here's my one Charlton. Emergency. Again, a big fan of this show as a kid in the 70s. Joe Staton on the cover of this. This ran 4 issues. This is the only one I have. I would like to complete this run. I believe it's on my want list, number 2, 3, and 4. This is a nice copy. I got a nice deal on this. Again, definitely these 2 books, this one and the next one, I would have never looked at as a kid because I was predominantly DC, but I would buy Marvel, but I would not venture off into other titles, other comic companies like Charlton or Gold Key or whatever. I just wouldn't. Didn't see them much anyway, but and even up until just a few years ago, all I had was Marvel and DC. So that is number 1 of Emergency. And they also had a cartoon that came out, I think, in the mid-70s, Emergency Plus 4, which ran, I think, just 1 season. And I think it was just some junior group of firefighter, not wannabes, but kids who were, into the helping with the firefighters, the paramedics, and so I think that is it Randy Teague Randolph Mantooth and Kevin Teague or Kevin Tide did the voices for Roy DeSoto and Johnny Gage, and they would help the paramedics. These kids would. Last book, and this is cool. This is really cool. The Occult Files of Dr. Spectre, number 1, Gold Key. This is from April 1973. Jesse Santos on the cover. Again, definitely just not a book I would have looked at as a kid. But as I said earlier, it seems like as I get older, Western and horror / mystery books are the ones I gravitate to more now. But really a cool cover. I bought this here in North Georgia at an antique place last year and was happy to add it to my collection. But anyway, that's it. Short little video here, just showing some more of comics I would have never collected as a kid. And this is all first issues. Thanks for watching, everybody. Take care.